Well, good evening, Internet. It's me, DP Knudten, for another edition of BOOKWARD BOUND, my 301-day journey from I should really write a new book, or I should really do this, to done. And yeah, I've been coming to you live for, let's check out the math, 212 consecutive days, live streaming, working on my book every single night since Friday, March 5th of 2020. Why? Because, one, I made a commitment to you and thereby myself to actually come and do this. But two, frankly, it's the only way I'm going to get this book done. I need to have some accountability. And that accountability is coming in the form of people like you watching this live stream, or people like nobody watching this live stream, but I'm under the delusion that someone might at some point actually watch this and hold me accountable for what I said I was going to do, which is the creation of this book, Nonfiction Brand, Discover, Craft, and Communicate, the completely true, completely you brand you already are. Yep, I got a book cover already done. I actually did that in one of the earliest episodes of this whole process so that I could see what I'm actually doing. In fact, I've got a copy of it up there on my wall, and so I'm looking at it going, yep, you got to see it to be it. Well, that's the thing I'm seeing, and that's the thing I'm being by working on this book every single night. So last night, what was I doing? I was finishing up a section that I was just looking at right now in Scrivener, the application I'm actually using to write this book. You can see it right here. This is the section I was working on last night. And I was just reading through it a little bit, going, okay, made a little style change here. Yada yada ding dong. I think I want to read through this last section because I don't know that I made my point super clear by the end of this section, talking about style stages. Why am I embracing audio podcasting as my number one style stage? Because I'm a performer. And video live streaming is a close second, and gaining fast for the same reason. Fast for the same reason. But as you can see by the fact that I wrote the book you hold in your hands, that does not stop me from writing. It's just that writing a blog was never meant to be my most important style stage. Why? Just not all. Because I'm just not all that interested in doing more writing than the writing I do every single day. For me, producing and hosting a podcast, audio podcast, or a video live stream is exciting and interesting. Interesting and is exciting, fun, and a welcome change from the same old. Oh, I should look that up. How many blogs versus podcasts? Okay. big plus. Recently seen figures suggesting there are over 500 million logs, but million active logs in the world, but only around 1 million podcasts. I'm going to say 850 podcasts to date. Big buzz. So, wow. Others are typing. I'm talking. Something I do quite easily. And prolifically. Did not know that. But for others, blogging is like a fast-moving stream to an otter. And that's my main point. And that's my point. And that's my point. Find your style based on your completely true voice. Find your style based on your completely true voice, and then focus on the stage that best presents who you truly are, what you do, and most importantly, how you do it. No one is exactly like you. Not every stage is right for you. But when you look deep and get super honest with yourself, you're going to see that it's beyond okay for you to not want to do X. And look forward to concentrating on Y. Why? Why? Because you like Y. Because you like to do Y better than X. You know, that's a little too cute. The fewer, better doctrine. Talk about fewer, better. Right? Let's look it up. So this is in, it's not about the apps, it's about your voice. So ooh, fewer, better. Okay, I haven't written about that yet. There is fewer, better. Doctrine. See this section here in the book. Courages. First. Stipulates Courage. Focus and interest on in order to maximize effective other words. It's better to go deep than wide. Instead, be exactly who you are the way you are. On the where you best perform. Where you best perform. How many podcasts are there in 2020? 8,500, 8,500, January 2020. 500 million blogs. All right, so there you go. In the big plus, at the time of writing, the Google says that I don't need a that. It says they're over 500 million active blogs, but only around 500 podcasts. So while others are typing, I'm talking, or something I do quite easily and prolifically. Mic and on camera. Mic and camera. But for others, like a fast-moving stream to an honor. My point. La 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 la. All right, I'm digging that. 1,500 words, digging that lengthwise. Knowing who you are so you can be it. Best time to build your personal brand. Yeah. Ooh. All right, so I should just start this. You know what this is? Let's see, I actually bought one of these bad boys. Read the, it's not embossed. Read the emboss. Around the and Audubon bird. Oh. You know what this is? As you can see in the picture, as you can read in the picture, It's an Audubon bird call. The way it works is simple. Simply hold the metal circle between your thumb, between the thumb and forefinger on one hand, then simply hold the red in gray here, wooden barrel, then use the other pair to twist the metal key. What happens? You'll hear a high pitched staccato squeal. Yeah. Squeak and squeal, that works wonderfully in drawing out birds to enable birds. Find out a bird. Curious birds. Drawing up more easy bird watching. For easy bird watching. How does that work? It does. It uses a time-tested technique that works on animals of all species. It imitates the sound of an injured individual, an injured being, it imitates the sound of an injured bird. Member of specific community. In this case, avian. Still with me? Good. High pitch squeal and squeak. It's not staccato so much, so. Squeak, squeal and squeak. All right, I'm going to at least change this over to a yellow flag, which means, dude, you've written some here, but you need to write some more. And my question is, for myself, am I going to end this for tonight? And I think the answer is yes, because I've got this started, but I know I'm not going to finish it tonight, and I want to chew on it overnight. So I learned a long time ago, especially because this is night number 212. I don't need to beat myself up and try to overwrite on any given night, because I'll just burn myself out. I'm feeling a little tired tonight. Not really feeling like I'm writing quickly or anything like that. So I think I'm just going to give it a little bit of a rest and let my subconscious brain work on this, noodle it overnight, because that truly is a technique that works. And I've actually written about that in my first book, Rotoma, the ROI of Social Media Top of Mind, about this concept I call the power cycle, which is, I call it a cycle because it recycles every day. You've got a peak period of time. In my case as a writer, I write great from about 6 a.m. to about 11 noon, 11 a.m., noon o'clock, 12 noon o'clock. That time period is great. After that is a waste of time. I can come back here in the evening, the late evening, because I kind of get a smaller power cycle going then at about 8 o'clock. But after that, I just get kind of worn out. So I need to recharge. And the only way I can recharge is to put this away for a while. Now, the thing is, I've already planted in my brain the seed of what I want to write about tomorrow. And I'll be noodling on it all day long. So by the time I get down here tomorrow night, I'm going to have a bunch of ideas I haven't even realized that I've developed that will help fill out this section. Maybe I'll finish the entire section tomorrow night. Who knows? But I do know one thing for sure. I am not going to finish that section tonight. So give it a rest. And so I am going to do exactly that. So that's it for me tonight. I do want to point out that the Nonfiction Brand podcast, a new episode comes out tomorrow at 3 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And it features Andy Crestodina of Orbit Media Studios in Chicago, Illinois. He's one of my favorite guests of all time. I've had him on the podcast one time before for 2 episodes. Now he's going to be on again for episode 111 and 112, which will air next week, 2 consecutive episodes. Absolutely great guy, great content, great ideas. He's one of the few people who really makes me think and go, oh, brilliant stuff. So I'm really happy to bring him to you. If you don't know Andy Crestodina, you need to get to know him. And if you don't own this book, and you're a content marketer or in marketing at all, you need to get it. It's called Content Chemistry, the Illustrated Handbook for Content Marketing by Andy Crestodina. And Jay Baer says of it, the most practical book ever written about modern digital marketing. And I would agree 150%. It's an excellent book. This is, what is it? Edition, the 5th edition. That's how good it is. It's got 5 different editions of it out. Get the latest one. It's excellent. And frankly, this is the only book you need for content marketing. I'll be honest with you. This is the one. So get it and learn from it. Andy Crestodina, as I say, is my guest on tomorrow's podcast, number 111. You can get it wherever podcasts are free. Just search for Nonfiction Brand and look for this image. Yep, that black and white Nonfiction Brand and that black and white photo of me, that'll show you, if you see that square, that is the indicator that you've got the right podcast. That's it for me tonight. Excuse me. I'm DP Knudten for the Nonfiction Brand podcast, which comes out, as I say, every Monday. If you like it, give it a thumbs up like. Be sure to subscribe. Refer it to friends. But most of all, can you do me a solid? Give it a review, an honest review. I don't want any BS reviews. I want an honest review on the podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Stitcher, you name it. It's all over the place. Give it an honest review because that's how other people find us. That's it for me tonight. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. But until then, theme music, take us on out. I'll see you tomorrow.